I feel like there's a little bit of a caution. The Tower is here, which a lot of Tower moments happen with Mercury in retrograde, as we know, because it's shifting us to where we belong. So there is definitely the possibility that whatever happens with this situation is going to create a lot of change for you in your life. And that is a good thing. We want change. We always want to be moving ahead and evolving in our life and in our journey. Hello and welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica, and Aries, this is your weekly reading. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. We've got so many messages coming through right now, especially with Mercury in retrograde, and that is a hard time for you, Aries, since you are always in forward momentum. It's a hard energy to feel like in some ways you're going backwards. So just hang tough for a little while. Let's see what messages are coming through to you. This will be your overall messages for the week. Right here. So the Temptress, seduction, deceit, and broken promise. So perhaps I'm feeling that someone from the past is either coming back. And that is something that I wouldn't make any hasty decisions on quite yet. Wait a few weeks. This is for your higher or future self, bliss, contentment, and satisfaction, security. So a little cautionary for this week for sure. I think a lot of signs are having a lot of past romances coming back this week. This energy will be your guides, your angels, your goddesses and gods, anything that is supporting you on the 5D. Right there. Guide, the illumination path. All right. We are going to listen to what those messages will be. And last but not least, I'm feeling that this is still tips and tricks for the week, especially with all of this very backward momentum energy for you. So windfall. All right, and we are going to let Tarot define that a little bit more clearly. And let's see what are coming through. So, Tarot, what messages under the energy of this week? Right there. So, the Ace of Pentacles, let me double check. No, my deck is not upside down. Just making sure we have something come right off the bat upside down. Five of Pentacles. So yeah, whoever's coming back, definitely pause. That one and this one. Four of Cups, yep. And Two of Swords. All right, your future higher self. What messages do you have for Aries? Ooh, a lot. Okay, that makes sense. Balance. All right. This one's in reverse. So we've got the Two of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, Five of Wands, Death in reverse, and these are, I'm putting them sideways. King of Swords and the King of Wands. So a lot of information there to balance out that bliss for right now. Feeling like that your future self is just wanting you to really take a peek at some stuff. So the Fool for your guides. Right there, Tower. King of Cups, a lot of King energy. One more, Seven of Wands. Tips and tricks to survive all of this. Right there, Five of Cups. Okay. Six of Swords, Temperance, and King of Pentacles. I think you have all the kings here. So a lot of grounding energy, a lot of energy this week is I'm feeling very downtrodden. With the Ace of Pentacles being in reverse, it's definitely saying hold off on accepting any new offers. Just kind of let them be, let them run their course. And by doing that, with the Five of Pentacles, you know, like this is the illusion that they're out in the cold. I'm feeling that this is coming for perhaps, well, you know, energy is yours. If you are feeling out in the cold of this relationship, or they are and they're trying to come back, or you are, I'm really feeling that it is just looking through the window and seeing through the glass, seeing that, I mean, it's whatever's there is there, and it is really an illusion of this connection. And I'm not seeing you taking any offers with that. And with the Four of Cups here, it really is a contemplation time of reevaluating of whether or not you're going to go back into this story and give that person another try. I really do feel that this is something that deserves time, especially with the Ace of Pentacles. Like that being in reverse is saying, no, don't accept that yet. Perhaps you need to mull things over, and this will be the process for you to truly let go of it, is to take the time and just, even if there's communication coming in with this person, perhaps it's really listening, really paying attention to what is being said and listening to that intuition. You've got Temperance here, so I'm really feeling the intuition is a really big key here. That, you know, if there's another lessons that's deserved with this person, then by all means. There's nothing wrong with going and having absolute certainty of knowing by giving it another try. I believe that mistakes are actually beautiful gifts, because that's how we learn. We learn through the process of going through the experience, and that really is what integrates the knowing. The wisdom is sometimes there's one more try, and that is the one that gives us that absolute knowing, so we're not looking back anymore. So I'm a huge fan of making beautiful big mistakes, because that's how we finally learn those, right? And during this time, the Two of Swords energy is really feeling a little bit uncertain, and there's the village in the back here, the mountainside where she's going. And so where you're going is really a matter of you taking the blindfold off and making a choice, and go with it. If you are going to go back to this and perhaps it's a fling, perhaps it's just a lot of passion, and you've got to get through that before you can take off the blindfold. And if that's the journey, then so be it. And so it is. So your higher self is really asking you to be in a place of satisfaction and contentment, and feeling that security right there with all of these kings. It truly is. It's truly grounding into what you know and being who you are and being solid in that. And how we do that is the Two of Pentacles is really about being careful with how we're balancing things out, so that we are staying sure-footed. Because if things are too wobbly, they're not really working, that's also an indicator of where we're at, or we're holding on too tight to something, and that can create imbalance as well. So perhaps we're holding on to fear, perhaps we're holding on to an idea of the idea with this person is much more alluring than the reality of it. And so you're kind of in this area of the Five of Wands of conflict. You're within that inner conflict. I'm really hearing that your higher self is it's okay. You've got to wrestle this one out, but what's going to get you through it is being content with your life and how far you've come. And that you are truly you survived this once before, you can do this again. So it's really about you getting really clear on what you're fighting for. And and perhaps like this card I love too, because it's kind of the signal learning how to fight differently. And transformation, your Death card is in reverse, which is, I'm feeling that with all of this energy and kind of being in should I or shouldn't I, no matter which way you go, that it is going to be transformational. However, it's delayed a little bit right now, and I really do feel like that it's that energy. The two kings I've put sideways because I was unsure. I feel like that maybe you're in choice of how you want to handle this. The King of Swords is all about your communication, and of course Mercury in retrograde, if I can talk, is affecting all the communications, and the feelings that are within us may be feeling very extreme right now because of it. And so I'm hearing that it should be wise with your words and your communication. And when you do that, you know, the King of Wands is all about that. Well, that's your card. That's your fire energy. That is quintessentially, you know, Aries, and it's about being solid in your knowing of what you want to create. So really take a look at whatever this situation is. If this person coming back is something, or that you've been contemplating, is something that you really is a part of your plan. And not to, I'm hearing to really balance your fire and your air energy right now, because that air energy can really fuel that fire in you, Aries. So make sure that you are with the Two of Pentacles, creating that balance of going, okay, am I in passion? Am I in lust? And of course, there's nothing wrong with that. But is it the big picture? Is it what you're wanting? Do you feel that if you go back, will it create a different story for your future? So you've got your answers. Like I said, mistakes are beautiful things. So if you must go one more time, go for it. Your guides are saying the illuminated path. And then you've got the Fool right up here. So there is a leap of faith happening right here. So perhaps you do have a leap of faith in either trying one more time, or you have a leap of faith of going, no, I'm going to do it different this time. So, or doing it that different. I feel like there's a little bit of a caution. The Tower is here, which a lot of Tower moments happen with Mercury in retrograde, as we know, because it's shifting us to where we belong. So there is definitely the possibility that whatever happens with this situation is going to create a lot of change for you in your life. And that is a good thing. We want change. We always want to be moving ahead and evolving in our life and in our journey. And when we really do that and we embrace change, then you've got that solid King of Cups here, where, I mean, you've got every single king here. You've got, I feel like there's a lot of balance here in creating all the things you want to create. I feel that you've got two goddesses right here. There's some balance of goddess energy, but tap into that creative power of movement, because with all the king energy here, we can become too imbalanced in just that cerebral knowing and consciousness without the action and the power to take the steps forward. So don't be afraid to step into your emotions. This is security in your emotions and your feelings about something. So I would say that this is the biggest indicator of what direction to set off into or not, depending on how you feel about something deep down. Really feel how that is sitting with you. And the Seven of Wands here is really, perhaps if you go into this, it is change. It's doing it differently. You can't do it the same. And having boundaries. I'm really feeling like this card is the illumination of that you've been putting up boundaries. Can you set boundaries? Will there be healthy boundaries implemented in this connection? So these are questions for you at this time. I really do feel that some delay with this Ace of Pentacles in reverse is deserved. Again, Really just perhaps really take your time on this, especially right now. The windfall, I'm feeling with all of this. So the windfall of this whole situation, it goes all the way, and you've got the King of Pentacles. So there's something, really foundational here. It is experiential. Going back to exactly what I said at the beginning, sometimes we have to go through this one more time or again, now not knowing the outcome, but overall you're going to new directions. And this Temperance is really being balanced in your knowing, I feel, with the King of Pentacles. It's beautiful energy that you'll have absolute knowing when whatever the situation kind of dies down and fizzles out. And until then, you might have to have some cups spilled over. You might have to go through another layering of either healing or forgiveness, or I'm feeling a couple of different energies that are kind of opposite of each other right now, because there's different energies coming in and different stories. You'll know which one's yours. But it could be just, I've got to remember what I have here and not be looking at what's spelled. If you're going to move into something, into a direction, you can't be looking at how it was in the past. If you're going to choose to move with someone and there's a past that's not so great, that you either deal with it and move on with it. But if you stay looking at what has been spilt over, it's not going to work. You can't focus on what was, or the things that happened. You've got to move into the cups that are full of that connection, and try to learn a new way. I mean, that's what this card is all about, is learning how to fight differently. Perhaps words and things that were said and how you communicated boundaries, or how you spoke to each other, I'm feeling wasn't good. And so you've got to learn how to communicate love and boundaries in a way that doesn't damage the relationship. And so when we do a new way, the windfall is you're moving over into calmer waters. So this is definitely, it feels a little bit with Temperance, a little bit of something that you've just kind of got to go through. Be clear on your choices, but when it's all said and done, the windfall is, I'm really feeling that King of Pentacles. You're going to really know that this thing was for you, or it wasn't. So I love this reading. It's deep. There's a lot there, but you've got this, Aries. You just keep trusting that intuition, keep going to your higher self, keep asking for direction and guidance from your guides, and you've got this. So I'll see you next week. Thanks so much. Bye.